Hello, all you beautiful Splinterlanders out there. I am Damour, and this is Into the Splinterlands. Today, I am joined by my co-host, Jackal. What's up, my friend?
G'day everyone.
Right. Roguepatton and Hellraven is taking a little bit of a nap. Perhaps they'll join us a little bit later.
Hellraven's
So,
definitely sleeping.
so much happening this week in our community and the larger community with the cryptoverse, right? Lots of bad news, sadly.
FTX, that is what you're talking about, correct?
FTX, top of the list of bad shit going down, right?
The saviors. They were meant to be the saviors of regulations through America.
He was touted as the crypto Jesus or the savior of the market, but sadly, it has been proven to be untrue.
Terrifyingly for a lot of people who are just investing fiat into crypto.
Exactly. You know, the old warning of not keeping your crypto on exchanges, you know, comes through again, right? It was proven way back when, you know, when Mt. Gox went down. I think that was the first big exchange to fail or, you know, go down due to fraud, hacking, etc. You know, and it's stayed true since then. You know, buy what you need to buy and get out. Dishonesty in the house. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Dishonesty.
Loyal watcher of the show.
Beautiful to see you. Well, look up what a cold wallet is. You have your brands, and move it off. Move it into your own bank that you control in your house. You can lock it up, like hide it in the bush somewhere, wherever it is. Like it's your own bank. Like not only are you taking your assets away from these exchanges that are just flopping as soon as you have your first way to enter crypto, that I'm going to buy it off what's a big Australian one, CoinSpot, and then this looks like it's crypto. It's on my screen. Yeah, I own a bit of crypto. It's like, no, you don't own a bit of crypto. Like, you need to be moving it into your own wallet that you actually control yourself.
Not your keys, not your coins.
That's it.
Right?
Well, exactly.
And you know, for me, that ties into responsibility, right? People taking responsibility for their own things, right? Instead of relying on institutions, instead of relying on governments, instead of relying on banks, you know, we need to start taking ownership of our lives, of our own well-being, of our own money, ultimately, right?
Of our own identity.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know how much you're keeping up with Aussie news, but our biggest private health insurer and then our biggest telecommunications networks all got hacked. And the latest blame is Russia, but they got hacked regardless. And it's like, so all of our data has just been copy-pasted all over the world. Scams are through the roof. It would be nice if my data was an NFT and it was like, you didn't, that's my data. I own that. If you're scamming people, I just want to cut off that scam. That's my data. Like, I profit off my stuff only.
And this is for me, you've touched on the key part of what NFTs truly are for me, right? These JPEGs and PFPs and shit like that, honestly, that is not what NFTs are meant to be used for, right? It's a fun thing on the side that it can do, but it's not really the revolutionary technology and usage of things like this. You know, imagine us being owners of our own data. I mean, like that should have always been the case, right? Google and Facebook and these telecommunication companies, they should never have been in a position to use our data to make money off of. It's got nothing to do with them. It's mine, right?
Yeah.
Why are you making money off my stuff? That's not cool, man.
Well, it's a big flip. Well, to those hacks in Australia, it's like, well, am I prophesizing, like not financial advice or anything like that? It's like, is this actually a time for Australia to flick the switch on Web3 and go, you know what, let's rebuild our data infrastructure of the nation, but let's look at this a little bit further now, because like there's enough people talking about encryption and blah blah blah. It's like there's something to this digital contracts.
Mhm.
It all comes down to the contracts.
I like it. I think that's a positive move. If
And-
people are starting to
and-
talk about those things, I think it sounds like a promising future that I want to be a part of.
Yeah, and you can tie it all up in a sweet card game.
Sure. I mean, that's added benefits on top of, right?
Yeah.
Totally different from the data or authenticity about your driver's license or a degree or a XYZ, right? That's more personal. Where the gaming side of things, I mean, that for me is like the cherry on top, right?
So sweet. It's so sweet.
People who've been watching me for a while will know, that I have been a gamer my whole life, and I've never really been able to show or, extract real world value out of my time and attention. And this ultimately, allows me to do that for the first time. It's revolutionary.
Anybody can be a pro gamer now.
Well, look,
by definition, a professional is someone who gets
it's
paid
earning. I hear you.
to
I hear you.
game.
Yeah, sure.
You can stretch it.
You can. I mean, look, I'm not earning a salary off of Splinterlands, right? I am earning $100, so it's a nice tip on my salary, but it's not a salary just yet. So I wouldn't call myself a professional gamer, but I am earning, right? I hear you. It is certainly starting, right? And maybe one day, I'll be in a position to earn a salary. Maybe there already are people who are using bots and have 100 accounts and they are earning a salary, right? That's certainly possible.
That's it, 100%.
I'm not there yet personally, but I see it happening. Yeah. So who else is out there in the crowd lurking? Say hello. What's up? What's on your mind, guys? What do you think about the Lux launch? Lux Vega has come out. Have you faced her yet? Is she as tough as everybody is expecting? I've won some games versus her. I've also lost some games versus her. How about you, Jackal? Did you buy yourself one of these babies?
No, I couldn't get my head around figuring out purchasing that one, especially when I heard how expensive it was. I haven't accrued enough.
$600 for me is actually not too unreasonable.
I'm saying that purely on my own, like I just couldn't get it at the moment.
Your own situation. Yeah. I didn't either. Like I didn't buy a Lux either, right? I didn't have the funds. Although if I did have the 600, I would have loved to put it into Lux.
Yeah.
And I'm saying 600 because you can get the 500 discount with your 500 vouchers, but those vouchers are going to cost you $100, right? So that's why the 600. And if you think about Kelia right now, Kelia's going for 420 for a max copy, right? So it's only 200 more for a neutral that can play with any splinter except Dragon, right? So
and no one likes playing with Dragon.
Wow. Dragons are one of my favorite splinters, so I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. Um, I've never heard of anybody not liking, but I think you were being sarcastic, and I'm just falling for it. Yeah. So, anybody out in the crowd there? What's on your mind, guys? Did you get a Lux Dishonesty and those two lurkers out there?
Did you see that Jim Morgan? He
He
pulled
pulled
2 gold foils.
2 gold foils, one after each other. Can you believe that luck?
No.
Right? I mean, that's insanity, right? I mean, how rare these things are supposed to be, gold foils, and he pulls 2 straight after each other? Like, what?
Yeah.
That sounds rigged to me, but you know what? Grats to the guy, and kudos to him. He's already, hinted at the fact that he's thinking about, selling the gold foils and buying regular foils, which he plans on, sharing with his community of watchers or audience members on a delegation basis for a monthly competition or something like that. And I think that's awesome. I think that's really great.
What are you doing with 2 gold foil Luxes if you pulled that?
If I pulled 2 gold foil Luxes, I would very likely be selling them and leveling up my deck. Honestly,
Straight up.
that's if it was me personally, because my deck is only gold foil. I don't have all the splinters yet. I'm still building, right? And my goal is to get to champion, and I can't get there without a max level deck, right? So that for me still remains my number one priority at this stage.
Yeah.
Is maxing my deck.
Well, it's a path, because I'm exactly the same. That's the end goal, is to be competing in champion.
Sure.
And it's not a decent end goal as you're acquiring assets to get to the top, that providing this game hangs around forever, the champions are the champions. So it's like, it's a little long-term swipe, slowly crewing the deck. And well, you need a path in Splinterlands. Like, you do need some sort of goalpost to put out there. Otherwise you will get lost and absolutely wrapped up in the rental market, flipping cards, and just get what am I trying to say?
I get what you're saying,
finer
right?
details, rather than just having like an overarching end goal that it's like, that's where I want to get my Splinterlands career to.
With any game I've always played, right? There was always goals and things that I wanted to achieve with playing, right? And Splinterlands is no different. I'd like to think that everybody's playing Splinterlands is aiming for champion, but I've heard other people say that that's not the case, right? Hellraven being the prime example, right? He is happy with his silver gold foil deck, and that's where he's staying right now.
Yeah.
It could be financial choices, right? The cost of leveling up a gold foil champion deck is very, very expensive, right? So that's his personal choices. And I do think there are other people in the community that maybe are thinking the same. I don't really understand why they think that way, honestly. That's perhaps just the competitiveness within me, that I want to be amongst the best. I want to be noticed. I want to be challenged. I want to be. I want that competition, right? It's what drives me. Let's catch up on chat here, man. So Dishonesty says, I didn't get any Lux. With all the new stuff that was presented lately, I'm completely out of dry powder. And I hear you, Dishonesty. I think that's the case for many, many people, right?
Those are my words, but far better said.
Tapped out, right? I think many people are tapped out. There's just not, and with crypto being in a state that it is, perhaps many of us has taken losses that we were really not planning on taking, right? Which makes it even more difficult.
or certain things aren't selling out like they were spruiked to be.
Sure, exactly.
It's all over the market.
So there was also the aspect of that burning Chaos Legion packs proposal. That passing means Rebellion will be here the next summer. I need to buy enough to bring them to gold level. I need to gather funds until then. Yeah, look, and I mean, I'm a little bit in two minds about the Chaos Legion pack proposal, right? So it has passed. It is certainly coming, right? Um, I hope we sell a lot more of those packs before that happens and we don't end up burning a lot. And my logic behind that is I think there's hardly enough Chaos Legion cards right now for the size of our community at about 20,000 players, which I think we are, right? I don't think we're much more than that. But when we look at the value of owners of cards, and there was a recent table brought out by one of these big brains in our community, where he broke down the players and the value attached to those players, right? And that was including the bronze and silver guys. It was about 20,000 players in total, right? And if you divide that by the entirety of the Chaos Legion deck, it is just about enough to cover those players, right? So at the same time, I do think we do need to, and I think we should do this with sets going forward. But how I would do it is make the amount of packs unlimited for a certain amount of time. So right, there's 50 million packs, right? And when the time comes, like they're doing in summer with Chaos Legion, when that year or 9 months is triggered, whatever's left gets burnt. So people can buy as many as they want, as many as the community can consume. And then once that time limit is reached, sorry, time's up. You lost out, you slept, and you now need to buy on the secondary market from other owners, right?
It'd work, but it'd be a nightmare for the maths and like all the data and numbers that go behind the numbers of sets and like max champion leveled cards and stuff like that.
Only before the burning happens, right? Because when the burning happens, then we have a set amount of how much there is, and then all of those calculations can happen. So there will be a period where things are a little bit uncertain in that regard, and I hear you. That's a valid point. It's something I didn't think about.
I don't like the burning of the Chaos Legion packs. It's especially when you put a monetary value to it. There was a contract written at the start. This is what you're purchasing here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see that out.
Yeah.
And if we want to implement, like, learn the mistakes from that last one, implement it on the next one going forward, not on the one that's already been contracted. But then that is also the absolute beauty of Web3 is that where you're able to change these. You're able to be so quick and adapt.
We are, and I've never experienced something like this in a game where us, the community, are making decisions. Sure, along with the team, right? The team also have SPS, and they also have voting rights. So it's not only the players, but it's the team and the players together that are making these decisions, right? And
here you go. How do you like this little snippet of my mind? It's like the team is this capitalist structure that is supporting this community, and community rhymes with other things, of players, but they actually need to listen to the community in order to these decisions and everything. And the mind can wonder.
And I think they are, right. I think I'm getting the feeling, right. I complained, over the last month. I've been voicing my opinion about how little gameplay things have been done in the game. And suddenly we're getting new rule sets, we're getting updates to rules. Poison is now dropping all at once, Earthquake is now dropping all at once. All of these gameplay updates are suddenly, coming in. And in the team's defense, perhaps they've been working on these forever and a day, right? I don't really know. I mean, I don't speak to, Matt and the developer guys, so I don't have a direct line to the back end stuff and what they're doing, but I'm seeing that the community spoke and they're taking action, right? So,
and we're seeing it
I
on the
think
front
they're
end.
hearing us. I think they're hearing us. Yeah, we're seeing the results, right? Let's just catch up on chat here. So, Dishonesty says, champion is unrealistic for me. I will be gold, definitely due to financial choices. Yeah, Dishonesty, and I'm in the same boat as you right now. Right now, I'm a gold player, and I will probably be a gold player for at least another year, right? Look who's joined us. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hey, mate.
Good morning. We are live and on air, but we'll give you a second to catch up. Damour the Shiny, I love your name. Okay. So he says, I just asked the folks in my here, and they plan to end up.
Yeah, it's me. That's me.
Oh, right. New name. Gotcha. I should have known it was you, buddy. Most are going to stop at Gold League level. Okay. Interesting, right? So why is that, Hellraven?
Well, I put out a question, right? I says, I'm a, like where it eventually, like, would everyone, like to end up realistically, and most people said, just because of financial reasons, that gold was probably going to be their end point, and that was most people go. Now we have some people that are going all the way, like Rogue and a few others, but other than that, it seems to be like gold is the overwhelming consensus of where, at least in my guild, where folks are going to stop at.
Okay. Where are they then moving their rewards and everything if they're not leveling up their decks?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure at this point everyone's probably got their reward cards leveled up, right? I mean, like 85% done this run.
I think a large part of our community has not leveled up reward cards, honestly. And I think they're going to be caught with their pants down. I hope that's the case, right? I certainly have the key cards. I have got leveled up, right? I've got my mercenary all the way to the top. I've got my bandit all the way to the top. The cards that I think are really, really valuable, I've leveled, or I'm planning to level before, the print run ends, right? How about you, Jackal?
As soon as they came out, I bought into some YouTubers' advice and maxed them out straight away.
Okay. So are you one of those guys that bought the Oshanas for $50?
It wasn't the Oshanas. No. I think I got it for a bit, for like it was about $10 or so.
About $10. Okay, which is not too bad. It's a little more than what it is right now. I mean they're cheaper than ever, right? $2.25 I think is where they're sitting up right now. I mean, guys, 11 of those babies, it's like $20 and you're there. And I've got like 3 or 4 already just from my reward pools, right? So I only need to buy 8. At the moment, I'm renting my Max Oshanas, but I do rent them every season. I rent them, right?
He's a card you need, especially if you're rolling water enough.
Look, I don't play them every match, but I do use them. How about you, Hellraven?
Oshanas? I love Oshanas.
I mean the reward cards in general. Have you hinted at that you've got it maxed out?
I mean, I've got the Well, for my level, I'm pretty maxed out because I just buy everything
For
in
silver.
gold. So, yeah,
Okay.
so it's like it's only a couple copies.
Okay. All right. And that's where you're gonna stay. You're not gonna go any higher than that.
No, my end goal is gonna be gold foil, gold league bros, because looking at
Bling bling, baby.
the tiers, I think. I mean, I don't know this, but there's only like one more bronze gold foil in tier 3, so I'm guessing that'll probably go away in tier 4.
Sure. And tier 4, I can just. Although there is talk and rumors of them, changing the brawl phrase. And I'm hoping that they're going to do more modern type brawls instead of majority being wild. I don't know what your take is on that, guys, but I think we've got more modern players in our system than what we do wild players. So why the big focus on the wild, right?
I think it's a little bit of like trying to keep the cards up in value a little bit, because like I mean, brawls are like probably like the second biggest part of the game besides tournaments, right? So like I think they need because like what else will you need those cards for besides
Land.
like ranks?
Land.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Land.
That's fair.
Ultimately, if I never see an alpha or a beta card in game ever again, I will be extremely happy, and I will include Untamed and Dice in that bunch of as well, right?
That's a good point, bro. I wonder if they're gonna be so much good bonuses that just all the cards will end up on land, like you said, like all the older ones, like alpha, beta. I wonder if that, because that could be cool for us.
Let's think
It has
about.
been hinted at over time that that the older editions will always have their perks.
Yeah, they will. They look. They will definitely always have perks, and more perks than the other cards, right? And more card power, and those perks, I believe, will be based on that higher card power, right? At the same time, I mean, let's think. I think it was Tails. It could also be Crypto Llama. I don't remember who exactly did the video, but it was one of the two of them, right? Where they broke down if land uses 6 monsters, like we have a full battle right now, so 6 monsters and a summoner, right? If we take the entirety of Chaos Legion, it is not enough to cover the land that we have. And Chaos Legion is the biggest set we've got to date. All of the other sets are much, much smaller. So, and I don't think it adds up to double. I'm not even sure how big the alpha and how much was Dice? Was it like 1 million or 1.5 or something like that million packs?
I came in when Dice was sold out, so I didn't pay much attention.
Very, very small, much, much smaller than Chaos Legion, right? So I don't think we have enough cards in entirety, including all of them right now, to cover the land that we've got, right? So there's a shortage. There's a shortage.
Increase in scarcity pretty easily for your cards.
Exactly. Something to think about for sure. Dishonesty says, I do move them to the rental account, which I think got bigger than my main account. Ooh, so your rental account is bigger than your main account. Well, that's great, right? As if I was in your position, I would be using those income that you're generating from the rental to increase that deck even more, right? Mad Tribe,
what's up?
Hello, sir. Welcome. Gregory in the house as well. Do you guys think land is being overlooked by players at the moment? 100%. 100%.
It's not just being overlooked, it's being slept on.
It's
still not in front of my eyes.
Sure. And
it's not here yet, though.
It's not, but it's
just want it
right?
here.
We are officially in Q4, right? And phase 1 will launch in Q4. It may come towards the end of Q4, but it's coming, guys. I think the biggest cause of people not knowing about land is the fact that it's not available in game. People go to the shop, They click on land and they see it sold out. And that's where their journey ends. They don't look more into it because it's sold out, right? Little do they know that they can actually still purchase. There are many, many people that have plots for sale. And sure, it is at a profit because they bought them at $20 a piece.
There
That's
is
why you gotta
100%
be
a funnel issue.
careful though, because I mean they're sold at $20 a piece. I mean, Splinterlands, the company, aren't fucking wizards, right? Like they can't just. I mean, the APY on these has got to be so tiny for $20 a piece. I mean, you sure they're $140 right now, but they don't care about that. They sold them at $20. That's you know, like I think we're overhyping land as like a savior, bro. Like I think after all is said and done, after you put your 50 gazillion legendaries, your couple runeys, and you know your summoners on land, you're looking at, depends on the type of land. I mean, I can't see a common piece yielding more than $1 a day after all that, and even that is too much. Probably like we're talking like cents. I mean, I don't, for legend, maybe for like legendary or epic lands or something, but no.
Sure, there are some people who are going to be luckier. They're going to pull a legendary, they're going to pull an epic, they're going to pull a rare, right? But majority needs to understand you're going to have a common piece of land.
Speaking of land,
And I would wait.
raises a
I'd
decent,
wait to buy it though, because I mean, like once they do the land reveal, no common piece of land's going for 150. You know,
It's not.
$60.
It'll drop that price. So there may still be opportunities to get a cheaper piece of land, even if it is just a common one, right?
Yeah, that's my goal. Grab some commons for like $50-$60 a piece after the or the non-card market comes out, just to be able to play.
I still think there's the possibility of those common pieces of land ending up with like a really rare thing that's being mined, right? I don't know what to call it, if it's, you know,
like resource,
juju crystal or a resource or a whatever, you know. We don't know how these things are going to be used and how they're going to affect the game yet. But you may end up with a common land, but a really rare resource, right? And then in that way, it does become more valuable, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and buy all the land with the diamonds on it. I'll be the diamond dealer.
You know, I like
mining
it.
those splinter shards, baby.
Mining
and staking.
SPS. There you go. There you go. So, like, just carry on, Jackal.
Oh, I was gonna say it raises a decent point of onboarding, like teething issues and stuff. Land, it's going to be such this epic component of our game.
That's crazy to think about.
Where is that nice like interface or guide leading to how to actually operate on like your tribal dexes, your Leo dexes, your hive engine stuff? Like there's not that seamless transition over. Like you have to kick yourself up the arse and teach yourself a bit of blockchain in order to get deeper into the game.
And understand that the casual player doesn't care about that, right? They and it's to their detriment, right? The fact that they don't, but it doesn't change the fact that it's too much. It's too complicated for a large portion of the community.
Can I call something now?
Please do.
Do it.
All the bots are gonna move to land.
You think so?
You think so?
Okay.
It's like
Well,
they
they'll do
will
both.
like not all. I mean, that's not saying that all land's bots, but you're gonna need to be pretty aligned. Like you're gonna want to be pretty aligned with like your land, like your kingdom per se. What's an easier way to do that? Just run an algorithm that runs the land game. With that though, does the flip side happen that gameplay is going to start getting more real? That's a question there, which I only think positively.
I think Lands is going to open up opportunities for other gameplay aspects to enter the Splinterverse, right? Imagine things like an RPG type scenario on these lands, right? I imagine that's what the boss fights are going to be like. It's going to be something like WoW and a raid, right? How 3D that's going to be, I don't know. Even if it is going to be 3D, it may not be. But it may eventually become, right? If this game survives as long as World of Warcraft has, it may eventually get there.
They're building the lore. There's lore there, and there's already a book out, and there's all the stories, there's all the music. But they're building this that it just takes one sweet game developer to come by going, hey, can I use your lore in building out this other game and building out this and like building out a tower defense game. Like there's the first one.
I think they're doing I mean, you gotta remember I think we're limited to. I mean, I'd love for that to become true, but I think we're limited because of the fact that we're in like blocks. Like we can't just have a seamlessly running game. You know what I mean? Like we have every 3 seconds or some shit. So it's kind of like we have to make moves like turn-based games.
You have to stake your cards to the game you're playing.
Yeah,
that would be deadly.
Well, did you see that cool game that the guy made with the spells and shit, and they're using our cards? I think it's pretty cool looking, dude.
No.
I've heard about it. I haven't really registered and stuff like that. I've got the site here on the side.
The Splinter Forge? Yeah.
Yeah, the Splinter Forge. I'll definitely look at it at some stage. I haven't.
Now, dude, I didn't even think this was like this. I mean, if that's gonna be a thing moving forward, then I mean they're gonna have. Would they? I mean, are they going to try to compete with these other things? Well, the team. Are they going to try to compete and add stuff that these other games add, or were they just going to say, you know what? Let me just outsource it, bro. You guys do you, and then we'll just keep making the product, and you guys make the games.
the team has said like this is our game, but anyone can use these assets. So if you guys build a better game than us, then it means that everyone has moved from our game. You're playing there, no one's playing this game anymore.
They're already doing it with TD, right? I mean, I imagine them just carrying on this trend, right? Where they bring on other developers, another team to work with the in-game assets, right?
And there's the beauty of decentralization, because if someone else has a good idea, it's just copy-paste over.
Exactly. So I just want to catch up on chat here. So Dishonesty says, at some point I will do a partial exit. And a partial exit is easier if your cards aren't maxed to the teeth. I hear you. I guess it becomes less liquid the higher level card you are, because the cost increases, right? So it's a lot easier for people to buy one BCX cards quickly than what it is to spend, XYZ on buying a max level, whatever. So I hear you, Dishonesty. If you want to keep, an exit path, that is the way to go. For me,
very financially savvy move.
It is. It certainly is. I see myself in this game at least for another 5 years. Very likely longer than that, right?
You'll have
I'm literally not playing anything else right now. Splinterlands is the sole game that I'm playing right now. I'm not giving my time to anything else.
Oh, Jacko, how'd you do on the GLX, bro? Did you do good?
I haven't looked.
So
I've been away from the computer all week.
What about you, Damour? How are we looking?
I'm selling. I'm selling like hotcakes.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'm converting to SPS, turning it right back into Splinterlands, right? Like I've told you all before, I don't give a shit about some soccer game, right? I'm never in my fucking life gonna play any soccer game ever, right? So I haven't, and I will never. So I'm just selling. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm about to be able to do a huge shopping spree for some Riftwatcher gold foils, bro. I put like 300 into it, and I've banked like 1100 in stablecoins so far, and I
Nice.
still have 3K stake too. So like every time you just click, I just wait till I get like 100 and then sell it for like another $25 or 20 bucks. But I'm hoping to get like 2K, because shit, as soon as Splinterlands gives me my 3K back from when I bought SPS at 85 cents, we're even. You know,
Okay.
like we're still not even.
Sure. You took a bit of a loss.
Yeah.
All right, so dishonesty, guys. I'm pretty new to the YGG environment, and this is my first season. Can you explain to me what's the Gap Season 3 YGG SPL official qualified guild snapshot about? Okay, so this is what the YGG SPL token holders are currently voting
Got it on my
on.
screen, Damour. Sorry, didn't mean to
There we
interrupt.
go. Thank you very much. Let's put that up there. So this is our test vote for the requirements to be a guild that can participate in the next season. So right now, we are in season 2 of the Gap rewards. And there are guilds that are officially able to participate in the Gap. If you are a member of that guild and you have a guild, a YGG token or a badge, then you can compete and complete quests and earn YGG SPL and earn YGG tokens. So this specific snapshot is wanting to put a kind of like a skin in the game type requirement for guilds going forward from.
Yep.
And this hasn't been voted in officially yet, dishonesty, but it certainly looks like it's going to be. So the guild as a whole, through all of its members, right? And it doesn't even have to be members in the guild. If there are other guilds or owners of tokens, they can choose to sponsor another guild within YGG with their tokens, right? If the guild doesn't have enough amongst its members. By the calculations, it does look like if you are participating in the Gap, the members of the guild should be earning enough to cover this cost, right? That's the rough matchbox calculations that's kind of been calculated. And you know, the idea is to make sure that the guilds who are getting value from Gap have some investment in the DAO itself, right? So that it's not purely like an extracting type situation, if you know what I mean. Jackal, please put in if I'm missing anything that.
You're nailing it, Damour.
Okay.
It's the way I'm understanding it is at the current, it's majority looking like it's the guild leaders that are propping up the guilds and stuff like that. So this is also, and it's like a way to start getting our community getting onto the snapshot, getting their voices heard, learning how to click your mouse around snapshot and actually get your voice recorded in our YGG SPL history.
Yeah.
By putting it towards your guild, and it helps out in the way that there's enough YGG SPL getting distributed through the Gap that the only utility that this token's got at the moment is the governance. So let's start getting this involved. Yes, Damour, you're nailing it.
You're nailing it. You're nailing it. Just keep going. Take it. Take it. Take it.
So Hellraven, from one of the guilds, from your perspective, what is your take on this?
I mean, I think our guilds are gonna make it for sure, but like, I mean, it's okay, but we really don't have anything to offer folks because, I mean, yeah, we got the Gap program right now, but those YGG tokens are in the shitter, right? And they're only 12% distributed, so like, eventually they'll be worth nothing too, right? So like, you got to take into account a new guild's gonna drop a 5k YGGL. You know, I don't know. I mean, for us that are in, it's cool, but like, you can't. I mean, just look at the coin. It's it's Dunzo. So like, and they know that, so they're trying to spread out into as many things as possible by just giving away a token that was free to them that has some value now.
Are you talking the YGG token, or are you talking YGG SPL?
YGG SPL, that's us. We're gonna create the value for that token with the assets and the DAO and what our community brings. But the YGG token, done.
Yeah.
Pull up Coin Market Cap right now and just look at the supply that's released, and then look at the supply that has to be released, and tell me that's not like a sub 0.00005 cent coin in reality.
I agree, and look. Ultimately, I don't really know how the larger guilds are managing things. I'm not too clued up. But for me, the value in Gap lies in the YGG SPL stuff, right? And I've always only been a Splinterlands player, right? So I care about our DAO and what we are doing as a Splinterlands
12%, community. Dude. 12% circulating, and it's at 22 cents. Like it. Dead coin, bro.
It's like, not looking good.
It's dead coin.
It's not looking good. That's like, not a good chart.
That's why I do like that we have our own YGG SPL. So that coincides with our assets in the DAO. What we bring as a community with the land, and we'll probably be able to sell that more once we know what land is about, and we have such so much, and we own like a big portion of it. Like there'll be reasons to buy the YGG SPL token, but I don't know if the Gap program itself is worth the amount of money that they're asking, especially next season, because by next season YGG is going to be like 12 cents, and then the season after that it'll be like 5 cents. Like the payout is going to get lower, but the buy-in is going to stay the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Right, let's catch up on chat. So Gregory says the new non-card market is supposed to fix that. And I agree. It will fix the issue about new players not having a clue about land, right? And that's the phase one of land, right? New card market is pretty much upon us. I'll even go so far as to say I think it's already live in game. It just hasn't been activated. There's lots of stuff coming through, leaks from the QA server and stuff like that, where people are already showing. I mean, if you go into the market right now, you can see that there's tabs already, right? Land sales and other that says coming soon, right? So,
how exciting are those tabs?
Exactly. Exactly. Awesome times for sure. Mad Tribe says, dishonesty. From what I understood, it's about the requirements for the qualified guilds to participate in GAP. In order to participate, your guild needs to have some votes made with YGG SPL. Exactly. So anybody who's owners of YGG SPL coins can vote on our snapshots, on our DAO decisions, right? Even if you have just one coin, you can put that one coin to vote, right? It's not going to have a lot of weight behind it. Certainly, there are people with a lot more coins and a lot more weight, but if you do, then you can make.
That's why I don't get when they complain about people not using the snapshot. It's like, all right, come on, dude. Like, let's be honest here. Like, my 300 coins isn't gonna do it. Even if we all banded together, I'm sorry, Mr. Knight, that you're gonna take it. You know, so like, let's stop the bullshit now.
We're not sufficiently, decentralized or distributed yet for it really to be a fair vote. And I hear you. There's a lot of top heavy voters right now, but I think in time that picture should change. Something you want to share here, Rooster?
No, I just wanted to pop that up on the screen because we do have this going to Spotify as well now. We're up to about episode 12, and I think this will be our 13th or 14th when it goes up.
I think we're 14. I think there's one more I need to send to the download box. So yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting times, and I was checking it out. We've ticked over 100 listens.
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting
GG,
there.
guys.
Yeah. So, any other questions from our audience? Anything else you'd like to discuss? Dishonesty.
I just want to bring up on the back to this gap. It's the guilds, and to be like you got to look at what an alliance member brings to you. That a guild is doing everything they need to do to be YGG SPL qualified, but a guild leader cannot just do it on their own. So it's mustering your forces to have a fair shot at entering, like competing in these achievements to unlock a bit of YGG SPL. Two, how would I explain it? Like, build a guild up. Like, that's one thing I'm doing at the moment. I'm sponsoring Talpak, YGG Roosters Talpak, because they don't have amongst that community, who I have very little to do outside talking to their guild leader. Within them, good crew of dedicated Splinterlands players, but they just don't have that
tokens.
The tokens yet.
Yeah.
So I can place it on them, and then as they compete in Gap and start accruing as a guild now instead of just a single entity,
they'll be able to.
They can get themselves self-sufficient and have a guild's voice and have a guild leader in the guild leaders chat as well.
Which ultimately,
exclusive club.
Ties back for me to what GAP stands for, right? Guild Advancement Program, right? This is what it's designed to do. It's to advance our guilds. And I think it's working. It's still early days. We're only in season 2 right now. But for me, as a member of the Dragons, I think it's working.
What are those?
What are what?
The Dragons.
Dragons. What are those, dude?
Let's talk again after the current brawl, Mr. Big Mouth, and then we'll see what are the Dragons.
I've sent every member $15 for rentals, bro. You're going down.
Okay, bring it on. I'd love to see that. So Dishonesty says, are there any rules regarding accepting new guilds, except this YGG SPL voting on them? Do they need to have a certain size or card power or any other requirements? So there are a list of requirements. I don't know them off the top of my head. Have we got a list somewhere, Jackal?
Yeah. You must be able to do 50 push-ups in a clip. Okay, number 1.
So other than Hellraven's raising, or what do you call it?
What is it? Hit me.
The name has slipped my mind, but what do you call it when you go into university for the first year and then that first year they do stuff to you? What is that? What is that called?
Like hazing.
Hazing. That is. I was right. So hazing. So other than Hellraven's hazing, which I'll have you know is absolute nonsense. It's not true.
It's top notch, top shelf hazing.
It's not true. It's not true. None of that required.
Yo, question on a real level. Like, do y'all think this is the model for like Web3 games? Because I'm of the opinion, right? We don't need coins, right? We don't need coins. All gamers ever wanted to do was own their drops, you know, right?
Mhm.
So what? Like, hear me out, right? So I guess we'll take well, we'll do two. I guess we'll take Hearthstone as an example, right? So what's to stop Hearthstone just making all their cards NFTs, right? People buy the packs from them. They say, hey, oh shit, look, Splinterlands market is doing that much, you know, secondary on the daily, and we can take 2.5 or 5% from that. Cool, let's add that too. And then you're still buying the packs from them, and then they'll give out
Ubisoft tried that.
They'll give out prizes, right? No, just hear me out. They'll give out prizes based on the advertisement and you know, products they sell, right? They'll give out a percentage of prizes. So there's no need to be new coins. They can give out every chain has their own stable coin. The prizes can be sent out in stable coins. Like, there doesn't need to be all these new coins, right? There doesn't need to be coins at all. All we need to do is own the drops, which would make the game basically just like a normal game. You get money out from time in and luck, right? Which is all the folks ever wanted to do. I think we're making it too complicated now, right? So I think in 4 or 5 years, this style of game is just not going to be it. Because like most gamers, right? Like, they're like, hey mom, can I go buy this, bro? And they're like, oh sure, go ahead, you know, or no. Like, I don't think it's a tough sell to be like, hey mom, let me get 20K, bro. I'm trying to get into Gold League. And you know, you'll get that back in like 10, 15 years though, bro. You know, like it's not a sell that we can, like, we're not gonna, this isn't the model. Like, it's a great model, like, for what Web3 is now. Splinterlands is far ahead of everything else. But as far as the ending model, no fucking way are people are gonna, like, this is not a normal thing. Like, you shouldn't, it's not, you're not gonna have to choose between buying a new house or buying a deck, right? Like, it's like, it's too much. It's too much, bro.
You're throwing around figures of 20 grand, right? So, you know, my deck is higher level than yours, and I've spent 4. So
and you just have Chaos.
You made a choice. You made a choice.
No, stop. You just have Chaos Legion, though, right?
Sure.
So, like, where are the Rifties? Where are the next set that's coming out? Like, it's not just a one-time banger, too. Like, I mean, and that's only to play at, like, what level are you playing at right now? Gold or silver?
I play in Diamond for the last part of the season, but Gold League is largely, you know, where I spend my time. My tournaments are played in gold. My brawls are played in gold.
What you were saying, Hellraven, Splinterlands, like, they are 100% at the forefront of trying to solve this gaming economy and figuring out the sustainability. And can we somehow tie this, like, digitally to crypto? There's not any game that has ever had to attempt this problem of their in-game economy being tied to reality as well. Like, they lay a foundation for such an exciting time, and the whole Hearthstone thing, it's just sell some Hearthstone skins and just change the gameplay so these cards do this and this and this, and the mind's wandering right now. But what is this? You know, they're updating all their back end
The modernization. Yeah.
Modernization. Like, I'm expecting, like, almost install EXE with a full, like, little, like, what do you call it? Where you
they won't.
Goes full screen.
They want to.
No.
They're not going to do that because they want it to be. They want it to be accessible. Yeah, they want it to be accessible on phones and all that shit.
Yeah. You know, on the NFT side of things, Ubisoft tried launching NFTs in their games, and they were lambasted by the community, right? So So I don't think it's as easy for every company like Blizzard, for example, just to say, all right, everything is now NFTs and here we go.
It'll
It's-
sneak in.
It'll
there is
sneak in. I
just
mean,
like the internet did.
nothing has to change from their game's point of view. Just everything is an NFT. Like you drop they drop a sword. It's now an NFT. Now you can take that directly to the market. Every game will have an in-game wallet now. Like there doesn't have to be all this crazy DeFi aspect to the game. We just need the game to own drop. Take RuneScape for example. I've been making money off
Good
RuneScape for years. Of like it's 65 cents for a mil, right? The economy has been going for like 20 years strong. Like the only potential is to get banned from selling the drops. Like there doesn't need to be like, all right, you put in this X amount, you get X amount back at a certain time, by playing the game or whatever. Like it's just time and luck should be the money out, right? Because that's how games work. Like it's not just, oh, you play a game 100 times you're gonna get that drop. Like no, there's some luck in there too. I mean, like some games they add like, all right, if you do the run 20 times you'll have a better percentage chance of getting that drop. But like essentially it's time in played, like this model of like just printing out of thin air. It's kind of like the US, bro. Like we just print and everybody suffers.
And I hear you. There are definitely some flaws to our current model, right? The some of the prices are too high. It is excluding a very large portion of the world economy, right? But at the same time, I don't have the same mentality as you, where thinking I'm never going to reach champion because it's just unaffordable. Sure, it'll take me a long time. It may take me a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years before I get to champion level. But I will get there. I guarantee you. In 3 years' time, we're going to talk again, and I will be playing in champion. I don't know where you're going to be.
Episode
but that is my goal.
then.
Episode 242.
Episode 420 is going to be a big one.
Damour reaches champion. Episode 242. I could say it's a series.
Calling it now.
It's a long journey. It is a long journey because I don't have the cash to drop up front. I am slowly but surely crawling my way to the top. And who knows? I may be proven wrong, and you may be proven right that it is impossible for me to get there eventually. Because of the new sets being released and XYZ, I just don't think like that right now.
If you keep up with modern, if you max out a deck, sell it once it moves over to
Wild,
and then just
reinvest in the new, yeah.
Just recycle.
I
think that's the only plausible thing to do, because if you keep putting money in every time, it's gonna take a while. Like eventually, it's gonna be so big that it's gonna take a while to get that back. Like you just keep sending it.
You fade away to wild. With all the other
you fade away with all the other old folks, with the OGs. No, I think that's the thing.
I bought this then.
Yeah, certainly.
That could certainly be a thing. Like after 2 sets, right? So say if you don't recycle any of those sets, Damour, right? Like you buy them and hold them, and say after like 2 more sets, and then you wait a little bit, let them rotate in. You're wild ready for a long time, because these cards are just way better than the alphas and the betas and shit.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're pretty set. I mean, that could be a thing too. But then I feel like eventually, what's gonna happen, bro? The people with all the older cards and the big SPS votes are gonna vote to have the pools changed up, right? Like they're gonna vote for the wild pool to be more SPS than the modern. You wait, that's coming.
I think Land's a big incentivizer to spread the cards out a bit more and move people's minds all over the place. It's a cynical one, I feel.
Look, you make some valid points, Hellraven. I cannot argue with that, right?
Bloody oath.
I'm just trying to be like more realistic, because I've been watching people on Splinterlands YouTube for like year to year and a half now, almost 2 years. Just it's bullshit. Like let's be optimistic, but like let's let's be honest to people and like.
Well,
I mean,
comes
I think
back
I'm gonna
to like
start a channel and call it the FUD Spreader.
Do it. Why not?
The anti talk, like everyone else is spreading, like, oh, SBS to $1, reward cards to 50 cents. Like, no, dude, you're delusional, bro. Like,
if you tie
let me
tie
help
the
the people.
game,
I will help the people. I'm for the people.
if you tie the
And-
game instead of like tied away from a dollar value to an actual, well, fuck, you'd have to like Damour, like you've made your own quest up. My quest in game is just to get a Champion League deck.
Yeah.
Like you could get it away from the dollar value. As long as you're playing this game, you're going to get to that.
Exactly.
Playing and
You know.
enjoying and interacting with it.
I don't even think about SPS dollar value. It's not even in my. It's not even in my frame of mind. Honestly, I'm earning these tokens while I'm playing, and it's great. It's awesome. But
Well, I
I'm
feel that
playing
too. But when it drops,
for fun.
the rewards are in SPS, right? So that's just gonna bring the value of all the assets down too. Like it's a big cycle, dog, and you're not seeing it. Like once those rewards drop to like nothing, I mean, like it's gonna be like DEC again, basically playing ranked battles for I don't know.
DEC.
Yeah.
If they keep improving the gameplay and keep making a good game, I'll be hanging around. Like I'm a degenerate gamer since like my teenage years and everything. Like, oh, this is cool.
The only man I know that shows up to a podcast with a little bit of war paint on his forehead.
I headbutted this drink bottle.
I think that's a battle scar, bro. That's a battle scar from the house building or the. But it's cool. It's cool. I think he looks badass.
Badass, yeah.
Yeah.
Dishonesty has asked a question about YGG SPL.
Let's go. So.
Oh yeah, we'll get back to
Honesty
that.
says, "Are there any rules?" Oh yeah, of course. We were looking into that. Did you manage to find anything? You've got it
did
up?
manage to find it. So where's my screen? Give us a moment. There we go.
Sweet. Okay.
So, here's this. You know what? We will go to something else.
There is a newer version, I think.
Yeah. It'll be in our wiki.
Sweet. That's a good place. So I'll share the wiki. So it's docs.ygg.spl.
Yeah, I sent it straight through to you.
Okay, sweet. Let me just copy and paste that.
Now, I haven't.
I wouldn't be like,
a bit.
I wouldn't be too sad, bros, if they had like some sort of tier system, right? Because like I feel like we don't know how land's gonna work, right? We don't know how. I mean, like, who knows? There could be like some sort of PvP aspect to it or some shit where like you fight, you like
Exactly.
fight someone else, and then if you beat them, like they can't
loot. You can loot the land.
Yeah,
or
you can
the
loot,
castle.
or maybe like it reduces their percentage to gain rewards, and however many times they lose battles on that land, like their rewards can go down to 0, and they got to win battles to like get it back up or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
but,
Yeah.
But like they could shit. Nah, I lost it, bro. But yeah,
think about it. Let's cover the rules
exciting.
quickly. So here's the guidelines as it stands at the moment, Dishonesty. Number 1, the guild needs to include YGG in all capitals at the beginning of the name, right? The guild description includes the snapshot approved description of YGG. So, it needs to appear in our list of eligible guilds at the start of the season to be eligible for that season of Gap stuff. The guild leader needs to own a YGG badge, and currently they need to hold 250 YGG SPL tokens, or be sponsored by another guild leader who holds the 250 tokens.
So that's what's changing. It's going to 5K.
So that number is changing from 250 to 5,000.
I don't think it should change until we have that product set up with the rentals and shit. Because right now we don't really have much to offer.
I'm with you.
But I also remember what I was gonna say before I forget again. Fucking my dumb
Please
ass.
go ahead.
But we should. I mean, I'm see 5,000 ain't that much, right? Like as a guild total, it's not that. I mean, yeah, it's gonna fall on the guild leaders a lot because it's it's hard to get people to even respond to shit. But what I'm saying is, right, we should have some sort of tiers because like if land depends on how land goes, I feel like we're gonna want as many guilds as possible, even if they're not the best guilds, even if they don't have the best players or the most money. I think we're gonna want to have as many guilds as possible and just try and get as big as possible because like if we're an exclusive club, right, depending on how land goes, there's gonna be people that want to fuck with us all day, right? Like if there's some sort of PvP aspect and shit, like like we're gonna be a target on land if we don't allow a lot of people in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it can become terrifying quickly by if guilds can sponsor guilds, then it becomes a kind of no, not guilds sponsoring guilds, but guilds who already own quite a bit and they can continually open up guilds with by having more 5k, or if that changes again, who knows? But that's like hope isn't a plan. 5k. What scares me of getting that little handshake culture that we'll sponsor you, and I get that you get a bit of authentication that it is actually a good bloke on the other side, but I also question other people's perspectives and things all the time, and I kind of want just as many guild leaders as possible coming in because. Sorry
to interrupt you. I'm kind of in agreement here with Hal, right? So let's create a tier system where the first level is, yes, you become a YGG guild, right? You still can't participate in the gap. You still can't get access to the DAO assets. Yes, you are carrying the YGG name and you're part of our alliance, but you're not fully leveled up yet to participate to all of our benefits. Once you pay the dues, your 5,000 or whatever the case may be, then suddenly you level up to the next level where now you get access to these higher level benefits, right? And in that way, we can have the many guilds as well as the guilds that are really part of our core, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also, I mean, that's it. We could also offer say the lower tier guilds, right? Say if there's some work to do on land or some shit, time in, they can earn tokens too. Like we can offer some sort of other incentives too. Like we don't just have to do the gap program, right? Like we can have like a promotional program too or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. But understand also that the gap is only the start of things, right? Eventually, my understanding is that, our assets are going to be deployed in our guilds, right? People are going to be able to use their coins to stake on cards. Let's say, for example, the Lux Vega that our DAO owns. You can stake your YGG SPL and you can use it for a season. Right
now, if this is awesome, right? If it's only YGG SPL members exclusive, but if they open that up to the public,
it's not open to the public. Not ever. It will never be open to the public.
Well, I mean that could go
exclusive guild. Yeah. It can only be used by people who own tokens, right?
Who have skin in the game.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
It's pretty when I did say it's the only utility we've got at the moment. That's blockchain talk. Like there is a lot of stuff that our community as a whole, with the amount of staked SPS that we do hold, you amplify your voice through having YGG SPL to Splinterlands as well.
Yeah, I think aren't they gonna set up some sort of profit sharing program or some shit like that? Like the amount of YGG SPL you hold will be equivalent to some sort of a percentage.
You mean dividends? You mean dividends like in shares of a company, right?
Yeah, something
as
like
far
that.
as I know, that hasn't been spoken of, but it may become a possibility in the future. I don't know. I don't know.
There's
Because
cool
if
shit in the
if we
works.
if we set up like what do we get, like if we set like take like 1 or 2% out of each budget right now and just put it towards like that gives utility too, like real utility,
Certainly,
quick.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that is a
Oof.
way that the DAO can give back to its members that have ownership through the tokens, right? I
How's your
definitely
little
see
thought
something like
experiment?
that being a possibility in the future. Sorry, Jackal, go ahead.
Little thought experiment on the what do we have? We've got 2 regions, don't we? So
Yeah, we got two tracks
2,000
of land.
plots.
Yeah,
2,000 plots.
Yeah.
That I think that gives us 20 castles.
sounds about right. Sounds about right.
How do you guys feel? Like 20 castles and 20 guilds, and the you know the as guilds tier and everything like that. Like you've got your guilds running that castle, running that land of those areas. Do you guys think that's a nice number to have, or
That's
just open
cool.
it up, maybe?
I think
like
that's
it.
great. I think that's
Yeah.
great. You know, there's no reason why we can't increase those number of plots, right? In the future, right? We've certainly got SPS flowing in, DEC flowing in, and you know we can apply those to increase our assets, like we have, right? We've already purchased more packs, more Riftwatcher stuff, Lux Vega recently, more nodes. You know, I mean, our assets are growing on the month, right?
It really gets exciting too when you start
Yeah.
compounding shit. Like once you really get going, it's like whoa.
Exactly.
Yes.
And this is the part that people don't realize about,
Warren
you know,
Buffett shit.
Pretty soon we're gonna have to get a new treasury guy because Jackal's math drops off at like 4 zeros.
he's not at the calculus level yet. He's still basic
Oh.
algebra, high school algebra. Fair enough.
Year 10 was the best 2 years of my life.
Awesome.
Just to wrap up Dishonesty's question, and then your guild leader has to be a member of both the YGG and YGG SPL Discord servers, has at least 10 members, and none of whom are bots or alts. Guilds must have joined the alliance at least 1 week prior to the GAP season start. The guild leader submits the monthly guild report.
All right. So
If you're still listening, Dishonesty.
that's the basic requirements we have right now for a guild to become a YGG member. So it's not too complicated. The complexity will increase a little bit with the next season launching. So with season 3, we are planning, or it's looking like it's going to be about 5,000 coins instead of the 250, right? But everything else does remain the same, as far as I know.
That's what I'm tracking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Hellraven, did you buy a Lux?
No, I watched the streams though. I could have. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should. But then I was like,
No.
you know, because like I just feel like there's gonna be a time to do a nice scoop of stuff.
Okay.
Because we still haven't hit 13K
you think it's going to drop?
Bitcoin yet.
You think things are going to drop? The
Yeah.
floor is going to come out and things are going to go down.
Like because it's always hype, and then, you know, the card really gets to see how many wins it can get, and then we'll see how it really looks.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that's the beauty about a free market, right? So, although there's talk that, you know, our Chaos Legion prices are being manipulated. I don't know if you guys saw the Hawks 21 video, but
Yeah, I watched it.
I'm a little bit irritated by that.
What's the gist of it?
Well, so
you're not gonna get any cheap summoners.
let me share my screen.
Basically, one guy is keeping up the Kayla, Frendel, and the other one just by with a big, huge.
So If you go to Peak Monsters and you go Modern or Chaos Legion, right? And we go Summoners. And you go in here in bid. No, not in bid. Where does he go?
Just
How do
click
you-
on the card. Click on the card.
Just
probably.
click on the card. Okay. Click on the card. No,
No.
that doesn't work. There we go.
There we go.
This is what we want. And then, how did he get into that section? Where do I see that?
It could have been bulk buy, maybe.
No, it's definitely bids. It's definitely bids where it's at, where the issue is sitting. But I don't know how to. I've never done a bid buy, so I'm not sure how to get there.
Was it on Splex, maybe?
Oh, can you click quantity and just make it go to the top? Like, can you
Click on the grid top right, Dishonesty says. And he's here. He's here.
Grid. Okay, yeah, and then go bid. There we go.
Nice.
Is that it? Right, yeah. So, okay, perhaps General Sloan is the wrong one to choose.
Yeah, do the blue one.
Let's go back with Kelia. Obviously a more popular one.
But then, I mean, technically, we can all just sell into this dude and then make him eat it and then buy back when it's cheap.
Yeah, and I think we should do kind of like a GameStop thing and screw this guy over, right? There's a lot less, right? When Hawks21 did the video, there was about 500 or something sitting here at the top, right? So right now it's only 44 that's selling at 290, which means
look at the next ones. It's crazy.
He's basically setting that as the floor for the price, and anybody else who wants to sell right now needs to go above his price. If you're following me, Jackal. Now there was a huge amount sitting here, like 500 cards or 500 bids to buy at this price, which is a very large number to get through. 44 is actually not that hard to get through. If we as a community can stand up together and screw this guy over, you know, I think like do a GameStop type thing. I think that'll be good for us, and it'll open up.
Good team building.
Well, it'll open up the floor to settle where it needs to settle, right? I mean, look at how many lower bids there are here, right? So it'll allow for people to enter at lower prices and get those summoners leveled up to max, as opposed to somebody trying to manipulate and control the market and keeping it at a set value, right?
No, bro. I think he's doing that so he can also sell them at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, Hawks21 dug into the account, right? And it is a known bot account that is doing this, right? So it's one of the bot accounts that you know has the bot farms, and he funnels everything to one account, and then it gets sold on that account. You know, everything that all of the bots generate gets sent to that account, and then that account sells it on the market.
So, like, it's kind of like two people trying to buy a company, right? And, well, I mean, one guy's fake, and the guy goes, yeah, dude, this guy just offered 20 mil, bro. What are you going to do about it? You know, and then the other guy offers 25 mil. But little did he know, the guy who offered 20 mil wasn't even real. It was, you know?
It was the same guy that's selling him the company in the first place.
Concepts.
I hear you.
The free market is a strange thing and beautiful thing.
It is.
And it could get worse when, I mean, technically all the cards are going to go up, but when they start burning them, whoever has the bulk of the packs is going to set the price. Kind of with land, bro. It's going to be, I mean, we have 2,000. I mean, but that's nothing compared to the 150,000 plus that are out there. Like, we'll see, dude. Like, I mean, technically they can do whatever they want with the price of these spells and resources and stuff. Like they could the couple of guys at the top, they can just get together and be like, hey bro, don't sell nothing for less than this. And guess what? We're buying because we have to. But like that, it's gonna get interesting to see how like you know, how that turns out, because that
Yeah.
could really just turn a lot of people off right away once after like a week of lands out, and they, you know, like it could get interesting. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it because I like the 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 economy side of it too, but like people might get mad. They might be like, dude, this is stupid. This is
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
They'll be
Straight
like,
up.
wait, they're making me buy this spell. I gotta buy this shit every day just to play. Like, are you kidding me? It's like,
They better make it convenient, because I'll be clicking.
yeah.
Cyber Devil in the house. Hello, sir. And Dishonesty says, so, I mean, you won't be screwing that guy over. He's willing to pay that amount for that quantity of Kelia. You would do him a service.
He's
Well, what
faking it. He doesn't really want to buy them. He's just putting
Yeah.
a bid up so he can sell them
He's-
for higher.
He's keeping the floor there so that he can sell it for a profit. That is his intention.
So, basically, as long as he sells more than people sell to him, he's winning. So unless you see what I'm saying. So if someone sells him one and then he sells two, he's still winning. So
Yeah.
like,
So how do we screw him? How do we prevent him from doing what he's doing? I think he's trying to artificially,
he's got a big
inflate
bag.
the price.
He's got a big bag, and it's I
He's
mean,
swinging
it's probably he's probably lost a lot over the course of this bear market. So he's probably doing everything he can to just salvage some of it.
Maybe.
We could send him it'll be a nice letter, but it'll be an angry, firm letter.
Strongly worded.
A strongly
Like
worded
bold
letter you think is
or
going to make him.
bold.
Yeah, and we'll write it in all different colors, like each letter a different color, so he knows we mean business.
He
Right.
knows.
No, you know what?
I don't think that's going to work, guys.
Cut out like magazine words. Make it look scary like the movies.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Zodiac killer type thing. Okay. Getting serious
And
now.
We'll put this is the Jackal Bandit. You better stop now. This is the Jackal Bandit.
As long as we can use my Rooney, I'm happy.
Look, I'm not advocating killing anybody. That is not my style.
Whoa, Damour.
Yeah, you just took it to a whole new level, man.
man.
We were talking about strongly worded letters. This man's taking it to a new
Like,
level. He's like, I'll get the bat,
stuff.
bro. I always wanted to use old Betsy, man. He's still got guts on it from the last guy.
Right. Serious talk. Okay. Yeah. No. Let's pull it back. Not gonna do that. But I mean, I just want our community to be able to buy these assets at the cheapest possible price the free market determines its value, right? And these whale games / artificial things, which is very much part of trading, right? It's part of stocks and that type of thing, and Big Whales has been playing games and screwing the little people for a very long time. I want to do everything in my power to prevent that happening in our community, and I don't know how to do it. I'm not really a savvy trader, and I don't have all the know-how of how to fix that or even if it's possible, right?
Socialism, bro. We're just gonna have to redistribute their plots to us.
I'm not for socialism. I think that's also not a way of how to do things, right? It's been demonstrated that does not work successfully.
It's a two plot per person minimum.
Two plot per person. Okay. All right. Well, guys, we've been at this for an hour and a half. It's been awesome. The chat's really gone in all directions. Thank you to those of you in the audience who's participated with your questions. Hellraven, any last thoughts as we sign off?
I don't do that shit.
Okay. Jackal, how about you?
Come join us on the Discord and get chatting.
All right.
Yeah, let's get some more activity in the Discord, man. Like, let's see some hellos, some highs. Let's see some
these
talk in
forums.
the Discord.
They're exciting.
I agree. I agree. We don't have nearly enough chatter in the Discord.
Yeah.
Make your voices heard, guys. You know, YGG members out there in the crowd. You know, start talking. You know,
We need a poker
let's.
night, bro. There's like this thing where you can just create a game room, right? And then we can just play some poker, like with many tables, as many people want to join, right? We do it like once a month or something, just to get people like intermingled between different guilds, right?
I
Straight
like that
up.
idea. I like that idea of us, you know, having a game night of some kind, even if it's outside of SPL or something like that. I think that's a very good way to build community. All right, guys, that's it from me. The more the merrier, and we will see you guys out there in the Splinterverse. Thank you for joining us. Cheers, guys.